Okay. Hello. I'm just going to shuffle my cards while folks come in. Thank you for waiting for me. I had some issues before I was going to get in the shower with just making sure that, and I'm glad I did, that I was looking at my camera setup and stuff. And all of a sudden, something must have changed because, like, all of a sudden there was a lack of permission and I had to change because I couldn't use my camera. I was like, oh man, this would have been a real pain in the butt had I suddenly gone to go live and then I'm trying to troubleshoot this. So that was a good thing. I hope you guys are having a great Sunday. I don't know which day it is, but it's Sunday. And it's really beautiful here by the coast in Northern California near San Francisco. And there's a little bit of kind of what I call sun fog where we have a mixture, but it's very comfortable. It says 61 degrees, but it feels a little bit more like not upper 70s, but upper 60s in the house. So it's very comfortable. There is so much going on recently, with Kamala taking over, and I'll be looking forward to reading on that. But if you have questions, hi Erica, hi Doreen. If you have questions, JR, thank you so much. Just remember, or if you're still thinking about, that's fine too. One yes or no type question. Probably be a smaller group as usual. My lives don't tend to have like a bunch of people. I kind of prefer a smaller group in a way because I feel like I can kind of spread myself around a little bit better, you know? So I'm glad to see you guys coming in. And feel free to lurk too if you want to. This will be recorded, so if you want to play it back while you clean your house or something like that, it's all good. All right. So, just again, I got to get these decks. I've got a few of them around here. What I do is, like, before I start my live, there's a lot to do, but I tend to think what decks I'm going to probably use. And I always kind of try to be over generous because sometimes you pick up a deck and it's just like, it's not gonna jive with this one, or I'm not working with it, whatever. So sometimes you don't know until you're halfway in it, you know. See, I colored my hair now. You can see it's a little brighter. Red fades so quickly. All right. I feel like $1,000,000. I had a really nice long shower, scrubbed myself up with my body scrub. Oh my God. That stuff is the bomb, as they say. All right. So write your questions in all capital, if you will. Let me just put that in. If you have a question, just to, type in, let's see, wait. Type questions, type question in all caps for, okay. And I'm going to pin this. This live might run over. It may not. I'm just going to kind of monitor my energy and see where things are going, how the live is going. Either way, to me, is fine. So it is. There's something just, and it had been a few days, so it was like, Oh man, when I got in there, I knew what every product that, I was going to use. It's like, oh, it was wonderful. My little spa. All right. So what we can do, if I don't get anyone interested in a question, I'm going to look at a few things going on in current events. I'm going to look at Kamala. I'll look at Trump. I might look at some pop culture. We'll see. I really think that I want to, right now, since I don't have any questions right here, that's fine. I'm going to take a look at Kamala. Now, if you guys have any questions, let me type this in. It helps. Like I said, if you have any questions, there we go. So can you for me any updates on the unsolved Missy Beavers or Jean Benet? Well, I'll get that to you, JR. Well, actually, I'll get to it right now. And I will read on Kamala. Yes. And then I'll do JR's. So keep it in order. Okay, what was I going to do? Little buttons and all this stuff here. All right, yeah. I'm going to put up a banner so people coming in can see the topic that I'm reading on. All right. And this is going to be wait. Oop. Okay. Let's see how this goes. All right. There we are. Okay, Erica, no problem. And by the way, everyone, just something I meant to do, and I won't feel complete unless I get this out of the way and do it. Just one of those things in life. So, on the fact that I have made my desired number of at least 5,000 viewers. Yay. Okay. Thank you all so very much for making that possible. I am very grateful. And please stay subscribed. I find when I went on, a bunch of my own subscriptions to others that are various, I've got a lot of subscriptions, not so much to the tarot, but a variety, music and stuff. And it's like all of a sudden, it's like I've found that a bunch of they've unsubbed me from a bunch of people. So make sure you check. They're doing that weird stuff again. Yay. Thank you, guys. So you changed your photo to, thank you. I think that's wonderful. And, I just feel like it's going to be a really positive thing for the country. I do. All right. So, and thank you, Erica. It only took me about 4.5 years, but not bad for somebody that was I've had a lot of health issues, so I've not been able to keep the momentum up from time to time, because of health, but that's okay. It's just life. And I've learned to let go of a lot of that anxiety over. It's like, there's no point in that. If I lose subs, I lose subs. I'll just keep doing it. That's the point. I'm not going to get caught up in little YouTube games. But I wanted to make this number, and I thought, that's cool. I'm good with that. If I make more, I won't complain, but I'm very happy. All right. Here. Let's look at Kamala. Now, she's always come up as the Queen of Wands for me, which makes sense because she is a fire sign. I know. One of the things that I wanted to look at with her was that she needs to uh, work on her presidential kind of. It's a matter of finding your feet, I think, and I just want to see if she's going to do that. I mean, I think honestly, I think she will. I'm just curious what the cards will show, but she's learning as she goes along. And that's a whole routine that's totally different. Barack had it down, in my opinion. I didn't, don't always agree with everything any politician puts out there, but I like Barack, and I thought he did a good job, despite some things that he did I wasn't fond of. But I have a lot of respect for him, and for Kamala as well. She's a Bay Area girl. So let's take a look. All right. Thanks, Doreen. Let me just kind of dial into her energy. I'm picturing her. I'm just kind of like pulling in a seat next to her, if you will. I don't like to be too invasive, but it's just like I'm asking my guides what I do, and the Holy Spirit is to just give me the information about this person that we will all benefit to know about. I don't, need to know or share anything that just comes out there, So I always kind of make that in my head while I'm shuffling, that just show us what we need to know, because I think that suffices. Okay, what do we need to know about Kamala's presidency? And I do see her as president. I do. And I've been seeing this for years. I thought how it would go, because my cards were always showing that Biden would need to step down. And it looked like to me in the cards, like for health reasons, energy reasons, stamina. I got a lot of wands. And then it felt like I just interpreted at the time, because I had no idea that he would step down and that they would do that, and that she would take on from there. I thought he would probably win and then have to step aside and she would pick it up. But I always saw her picking something up from him stepping down. And I just feel, and I would see that there would be a Democratic win, but that things are going to get really intense in some ways, that you've got extremes in society, both extremes. And I think we're going to see some of them kind of go into the crazy realm. So I wanted to share that. So what do we need to know about Kamala? All right. Well, I think she's going to be picking her dude. And he might be a fire sign. If not, he's very much outgoing, charming, warm. This to me spells VP. This King of Wands with that Knight of Swords. It's like incoming news really quick. So I think this is saying this is going to be her VP. There's a man coming into her sphere way quick with that Knight of Swords. Again, I'm going to show it to you. So I think we're tracking. Yes, of my coffee. How am I doing this without that? All right. Next two cards. Well, it is working on some area where on the areas, I think, where she feels hemmed in, or trapped or stuck. There is coming out from I don't know what that's about, but I feel like it's trying to maybe just open up. But she has, I think, to loosen up as well, is the message I'm getting. And maybe this, what I feel like is her VP pick, is going to help her in that area with making her feel more presidential, or just, I feel like there's going to be a chemistry. I've always felt that no matter who she picks, I feel like there's going to be a good chemistry there. And I'm seeing it in what I think is my cards. The Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands. Here she is. And this is her being very thorough. She might tend to move more slowly than this guy. So I think that can bog her down. And she needs somebody like him, perhaps, to get her to not only just consider things very thoroughly and move forward and be very thorough, but to not take too long and lose the momentum. That's very interesting. So it does look like this combination is a good combination together in helping her to become a better president, and for, I think, this person to do their job, this man. It might be Mr. Arizona. He's the astronaut. I wonder if it'll be him. I kind of think it might be. I get the Ace of Wands and the High Priestess. So there are some hidden factors at play here, it's showing me, with something that she's taking her time on, or going to be thorough about. I also feel like her money situation is solid. There's a new, I feel like it's not yet on the, we don't yet see it with the High Priestess, but there's this push of energy with the Ace of Wands around here. So I feel like once she declares who her VP is, people are going to get, I think, really excited. I think this shows like, again, another rise in the level of energy, just like the people responded to Biden stepping down. I think that this is one of those things where they're going to, when she declares who that person is, be very on board, very enthusiastic. Let's see what else I get with that. The Emperor. There is an achievement. And I believe this shows, winning the presidency. With that Six of Wands, which is a card of winning a battle and being recognized. The Emperor is a masterful authority. This person, this man, would also be very, I feel like, capable. So again, I feel like I'm getting cards that are really bright where her choice of a VP is concerned. And I do think that they will win. I like this, JR. JR says, once a man jumped on the stage while she was giving a speech. She didn't flinch, unlike Trump. The same thing happened to him. He hides behind someone. She has what it takes. Yes, she does. Trump's reaction time to stuff is off, just like he's off because he's off in his own little world, his own little kingdom. I think more of the people that have voted for him are going to get put off. I do. I see him doing some more things that just annoy some people. And it may not be a huge amount, but I think it's going to be enough of an amount that he's going to see some drops in support. where he's like just gone too far for some of them. Okay, here we have the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. So this team, I just feel like there's a new time coming, a new opportunity. They're going to bring a lot of, I think, a new economy or a new clarity, more transparency. For some reason, I want to say that. Oh, the portraits of Trump as a patriot, where he's muscle bound, like he's Biff from the beach. No, yeah, that's laughable. That is so bad. And you know what it reminds me of? Being in the San Francisco Bay Area, there's like some certain kinds of erotic art that are very masculine, that are very popular, if you know what I mean. So, you know, very interesting. It looks good. It looks good for her. Now I'm going to just take a look. What else? Hi, Beth. How are you? And I'll just ask very quickly, and I'll get on to some of the questions. What do we need to know about, let's see, how will the presidency, how will America be? How will America, what will the difference be between America a year from now? Okay. I'm excited for this new beginning too, and I think a lot of people are, because it's so old. We're all sick of it. The rhetoric is just over it. Let's see. How will America be, let's say, a year from now? Show me America a year from now. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, we have, this looks really good. Let's see the first two cards. First two cards are of, I think, business overseas. There's economy, a feeling of business and business interest. I think also overseas coming over here. I feel like there's, regardless with the Three of Wands, opportunity. There's something on the horizon, and there is just waiting for the right moment. So I think with the King of Pentacles, maybe more economic opportunities for business, and maybe small business too, with the King of Pentacles not being like a, I just feel like it's an improvement in the right direction, I think, globally. And of course, our money affects everyone else's as well. And we have the card of abundance with the Empress and the Page of Wands. So to me, there's the beginning of, I feel like, a development of maybe, once again, a democratic economy that looks pretty juicy. I really do feel that, because the Pentacles and the Empress card are talking about well-being and wealth and earthly goods, all that stuff. So it looks like, in the short, quick reading, it looks good. It has been. It's been like Groundhog Day since 2016. And I even just, and it's just having to deal with Trump. He's been the main problem and this is going to shut the door on his mouth a bit. I'll do another reading on him another day with that. Yeah, look here too. We get a card of more of an end of a very difficult time, with the Ten of Swords, into going into a new era where there's more beginning of light with the eight. Can you see the sun rise on the horizon there? And the 4 is all about peace of mind. We're at peace. We're healing. And yes, it can take a long time, but it's showing that we'll be tracking. So that's really good. And it shows the exhaustion with the Ten of Swords. So that's really cool. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take JR's question, because that's the one question I have typed in for right now. And oh, I forgot. I've got to pin it on the other side. I'm talking to myself. Don't mind me. Yes, I'm still taking questions. Hey, there you go, Renee. You're next. Okay, so JR. I can't figure out which case to choose. All right. So you can for me. Any updates? Missy Beavers or Jean Benet? I'll look at Missy Beavers. I see it. I got it. Thanks, JR. All right, Missy Beavers. On Jean Benet, spoiler alert, I believe her brother did it. And I don't know that anything will ever move forward with her case on that. I will have to throw cards on it. But as far as who's guilty of her crime, I believe it was her brother. And her parents covered up for it and didn't want to lose 2 kids at once. It's the only thing that's ever made sense to me. And it made sense also with cards that I did. And there might be a reading on here. If not, I'll throw cards on it again another time and just update. It's always good to do that. Okay. So let's look at Missy Beavers. All right, Missy, I know her case, just the most basic. I can't remember all the fine details, but I know that she was someone that went into, I don't know, work out. I think it was at a church. They had a room or something there at the church, or I don't know where it was. And she was found murdered. Some guy walked in dressed up in what looked like a law enforcement outfit and had a peculiar gait and walk. Now, to be honest, this case, there's a man that I believe did it. And I watched some footage of his walk. And I think it's someone that, I don't know if he's an in-law or what, but it's like close like that. I just watched that and I just thought that's him. There was a feeling when I watched it. So I'll spoiler alert, I'll tell you that too. I think it's this guy and he's balding, he's older, and I'll look it up later, see if I can figure when I get more time so I'm not blowing airtime, and come back in here. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of old, JR, but you can watch it. I might need to freshen it up. Your skills improve as you go along. So, but you can watch it obviously, but I think that her brother did it. I do. He was doing weird stuff like putting excrement on her Christmas presents. And, he had a motive in my opinion, even though he's a child. It's not the first time things like that have happened, unfortunately. Let's see, Missy Beavers. Let me just I want to just catch her birth date real quick. And the place that it happened in, because I think it's, there she is. Tex's mom. That's it. And she died of a puncture Is it Midland? No, Midlothian. Midlothian in, okay, Texas. And this was in 2016. She was preparing for a fitness class. And then minutes later, half an hour later, some students walk in to find her deceased. Let's see. Okay. That's good enough. All right. Hey, Aiden, how are you? I need to pop over on your live. I'm just so kind of like focused on what I'm trying to heal and do that I just kind of keep to myself just in order to maintain. But I'd love to pop over. Check it out. All right, Missy Beavers. Let me just ask, is Missy's case going to be solved in court? Not court, but is it going to go to court? Will it, they catch the person, bring someone, arrest someone? Oh, look at this. There is some kind of chaos here with the 5 of Wands. There's some resistance to this being solved as well. The Knight of Pentacles. I also feel that there's a mess where, I don't know, was there a mess where gathering evidence or facts or something was concerned? Because something feels like it's jumbled up, like it's conflictual, a problem. Yeah, I didn't either, JR. I just didn't remember it. I mean, I read about when it first came out in 2016. I was reading about the case, but it's been so long I haven't really kept up with it, but it always stayed in my mind. All right. It feels like this could be fighting over money also, just this, and her, I feel like being very, and I think this is her, being very astute at what she was able to do. There's some skill or knowledge or money from work or wealth here involved in her situation, I think. And there's definitely some kind of argument was going on. I think that may have been the motive. I don't remember what her case, anything else other than her being found and so on and so forth. So this is like almost new to me. Looks like there was some kind of an offer. It makes me feel like something was trying to be worked out, but there's like a waiting for a better deal to be offered. I don't know what that means regarding this case for her. And I do see clarity where loss is concerned. So this could also be a deciding factor for someone taking her life because of money, a money situation. More than one person involved, and they would have worked quite closely on this. There may have been a vehicle involved that would have been significant. I don't know, because sometimes that chariot can be a vehicle of movement. It is movement. So regardless of what kind of movement, we have a small group of people that are trying to work together that I think were behind this. and they were successful. I don't think she wanted to agree to something, or they didn't want to agree to something. Now I'm going to have to look at that case again. Excuse me. I get her being watched with that Page of Swords, and that Ten of Cups is like her family, her just being watched, like her home, maybe even certain people within. You know, I'd have to look at her marriage again. I think there was an issue. Yeah. Controlling and abuse. Okay. Someone that abuses power, that is greedy, that is corrupt, that feeds all their vices first, and wants to control everyone else. Wow. Oh, the car of the suspect was caught on camera. Let me type this in what we're covering right now. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I love it when people can bring me some context. There's also, there was an excessive amount, because when you get these two together like this, temperance is about bringing balance, and usually through a variety of means, various things. And then we have the moon. There was deceit, a cover-up, a lot of unsavory things going on. And maybe she was going to, I don't know, maybe she was too forward with calling him out on it. Let's see, let's look at Missy Evers' case. Okay, show. All right. There we go. It would be somebody that there's a past with. And past, there's a feeling of abusiveness as well here. So this person, I think, is known to her. There could be a family connection. I've gotten cards of kind of, but cards of potentially with that ten of cups versus, let's say, what was it? The Four of Wands. The Ten of Cups to me feels like expanded family, like in-laws included. It's the greater family to me. It's not just, you know, mom and dad and the two kids. It's to me, it's like more than just the family house that I would get with the Four of Wands. It feels to me like this is a nod definitely in a familiar direction. Let's just see if they'll ever, will this ever be resolved? Will Missy Beaver's case ever be resolved and solved? Well, resolved. Out of Texas. All right. Well, we do have something. There could be somebody still looking into it. Look, there's going to be a change. I think there could be some detail that is caught, or it just feels like this isn't this. It feels very much a hot case. It doesn't feel like, it feels like it could heat back up. Something could come up, a tip maybe even with that Page of Swords. Sorry, I always do that. But there's a change. There's a shift. So there's been a cycle that has ended and is now going to get And it could even be a karmic based situation with that Wheel of Fortune. We get the Page of Pentacles, and there's help. Yeah. So there might be somebody that's going to help in some way, maybe other different investigators coming on board, maybe also people providing more tips. You know, it looks like something fresh, and it looks as though it is going to actually be helpful and to be re-examined, looked at maybe again, and the world and justice. So I'm going to say yes. I think when I get cards like that, I think we'll actually see this case be resolved. And it might even have some kind of trial or, you know, this kind of thing connected to it. So there you go. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Renee, you're next. So you are asking if you should move. All right. Get back to my comments. Right. All right. Okay. Let me see, Renee. Let me just give these a really good shuffle. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. And again, I want to thank you guys. And if you could give me a big thumbs up, I would appreciate it. I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And thank you for joining up when we have a live or leaving a comment, even if you can't always be part of a live. I know some people don't care for lives, other people enjoy them. But no matter what, I appreciate the interaction. I do. Okay. All right, Miss Renee. Should Miss Renee Lopez move? Going to ask the Holy Spirit and my guides and Renee's. I'm getting a yes, and that you kind of know it. That's just what I just got. And the reason I'm saying it is because I tend to usually hold back when I get those things. And I'm working on not doing that, letting it go and sharing what I get. But let's just see what the cards want to say. All right. Renee Lopez. A move. Wow, you get Judgment. So this is a big change. This would be like a big change going on in your life from what it's been in the past. New, like, time of growth. And you get a yes, the Sun. It's time for something fresh. And a new environment might be good, you know, with these graves here that are opening up. It's like your true self is growing and expanding, and you realize that you need to follow the sun, where you're going to go where the soil's better for your own growth, so to speak, Renee. So I get a great big yes. And I get a male card of a King of Swords, and I get a Two of Cups. Now, I don't know if there's a man in your life, but he shows up as supportive. He shows up maybe as a partner or a friend. Maybe this is someone that's going to help you. I don't know if you're married. Yeah, look at this. There's going to be some, it's going to be hectic, okay, with that. My cards were starting to slide. With that Seven of Wands, this is where, like, one thing after the next, but you keep kind of like putting out the fires, so to speak. But there's change, and there is a literal, again, a card of a literal move with the Wheel of Fortune. That can also be a move or travel. So I see you moving. I think that is, you know, tracking for you, Renee. I think that that's what you're meant to do, because you'd be a lot happier. It looks like the energy in your life is changing. Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Oh, I was on the wrong thing. I'm such a dip. No problem, JR. Yes. My real name is Rebecca. Okay. And I just moved from Hawaii to Washington. Wow. Well, it looks good. I'm just going to ask one more thing. I see your question, Aspie. My nose is tickly. There's a lot of pollen, though. It's lovely out, but a lot of pollen. Not as bad as it was the other day here, though. All right. You're welcome, Renee. It looks like a very spiritually mature choice for you to do that, because it's going to expand for, continuing your growth. You wouldn't want to stay where you were. Okay. So I see that as a yes. But let's just pull a few more for you, and then we'll go on to Aspie's question. Might just be able to make this live at an hour. I thought I might go over time, but this is good. All right. What else do we need to know about Renee? What does Renee need to? I'm just going to ask your spiritual mentors, Renee, if there's something that they want to share with you. Sometimes we don't hear them, Guilty. What does Renee's spiritual guides wish to share with her? The Empress and the Hierophant. This is about abundance. This is about also, I don't know if there's some traditions. There's like a richness or an abundance within something about tradition. I did? Renee says, I don't remember. There's so many people. But I'm so glad you came back and let me know. What did I say? Anyway, your cards are so much brighter and healthier here. There's like a shift. You're going toward, again, this card keeps coming up for you, the Empress. Honor your femininity, honor your abundance, believe in yourself. And really, the Empress is pretty independent. She's pregnant with possibilities, okay? So believe in yourself, and the resource is there. And I don't know, is there some kind of tradition here around mother? Oh, Renee says that she was supposed to move 2 years ago. Okay, now I get it. You waited 2 years. I did that, and I ended up in an accident. I was supposed to move to California. I chickened out and ended up in an accident and had to come out here anyway. So, I understand. You got an apartment, but you're not sure you should stay here. Yeah. Well, I see, according to this, that it looks like you could still move. And you're a single mom. Okay. Yeah, I see that delay in a decision. They're talking your guides. Look at this. Look at the horn. This is your guardian. I asked them what they want. They want you to listen. Hello, Renee. This is your guide. I'd like you to listen. And this is you going, I'll think about it. But this is like looking at things from a different perspective as well. So like they want you to listen and pay attention and just pause. Did I bring? She says I told her the same thing. I don't even remember. What a hoot. Well, I think it looks good. And I think that you're going to see things open up now. And there's a richness of things and culture. I don't know what this is about, but maybe you will be able to come back and fill me in. Um, there's a strong, with that Empress energy, it's a strong feminine energy, like women, mother, traditions passed down. You told me, you told me last time you told me last time you didn't listen. You got into big trouble, and I better listen. I waited too long, but I know we do things like that. I wonder if you're probably reading about the move I made from Hawaii to Washington. It sounds right. Yeah. Yeah. I think so too. I think I'm tracking on that. That makes sense. But it looks good. And I think it's just about finding your feet there. And I think your guides, that was hysterical, them giving you those cards with the horn, like they're blowing it in your ear, like, Renee! So you need to listen. And I think it's not just like you need to listen to me. No, you need to listen to your instinct, because that's where they're talking to you, through, and trust your compass. Okay. Let me know how things go. And I'm really glad that you finally made the move. And I think it looks like you got really like forward progressive cards from here out. So that's good. Lots of question about moving. Okay, Aspie, third, should I move to New Mexico before retirement? And I would still be able to buy my little house if I do. Fingers crossed. A lot of ugly here in Tennessee. I'm so sorry. Let's see, New Mexico. I love New Mexico. I really enjoyed, I've been to Santa Fe and Albuquerque, and it's a beautiful state. I really, really enjoyed visiting there. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look and dial into you. I'm just going to give these cards a good shuffle. Thanks. I'm pretty accurate. I may not always get everything. I don't know very many people that really do, but it astounds me more than anybody on this planet when it's like, oh man, that's such a weird feeling too, when I get the feeling of like, oh, this feels right. And I just want to encourage other people to do the same thing, because, oh, thank you. Fashion Destination, I've got you starred. Okay. I really think for my own energy, I need to be somewhere a little more blue. Yeah. I need minds, around you to be a little more open. I understand. That's why I left Missouri after my accident. It's just no offense if you're living there. That's where I was born, and I have family there and everything. But for me, I always felt like I've been dropped in the wrong spot as a kid. And it was like as a very young child. And when I came out to California, it was very strange. As the plane and I was looking out the window, was beginning to land, it was home, that feeling of like home. And it was wild because I'd never, ever felt that way. It was so unexpected just to look out the window. It's kind of poignant. Okay, let's take a look at New Mexico for you. Aspie. Should Aspie move from Tennessee? Got you, Erica. I'm tagging that. Should Aspie move to New Mexico? From Tennessee. I get a Page of Pentacles. Ooh. And Temperance. I think there is reading up more about the facts, the money situation, working things out. There's a balance with that. I'd say yes. These two cards to me feel like there needs to be more balance, as you were saying. And just in general, if I were looking at just these two cards, a yes. Let's see what else we get. Yeah, look at that. Oh, look, there's an end. An end to feeling like you're drained. I think it's very draining where you're at. So, and that's the way I felt where I, grew up, unfortunately. Learned a lot of great things. Some of them, a lot of them through bad experiences, but some through good too. But I see you're due for a very hard cycle to shift is coming to an end. It's closing. So it's definitely a yes for you. I didn't. I have to because I can't do thanks. Okay, so with 22 years experience, I should have little trouble getting a job at UNM. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. That's how I felt, Aspie, about where I was at in the Midwest. And I felt like the wrong shoe was put on my feet, the wrong shoes. It just felt so bizarre. And bizarre to feel that as a kid. I didn't understand how you just feel the way you do. And then to have that shift was mind blowing when I moved and I found that this was the place I needed to be. I know I'm meant to be here. So you are, I think, meant to move. Oh, you grew up in Indiana, Renee. It's very similar and very similar to the mindset. It's pretty conservative, Bible Belt. And I just didn't fit in. Never. Okay, let's take a look any more about what I can pick up for Aspie about what does Aspie need to know from her guides. Let's see. Now I'll get to the next question. Okay. Aspie need to know your guides. Isn't that wild? We had death for you, and now we have a new start with the Fool. You guys saw I shuffled the bejesus out of that. You feel stuck. Yeah, they're saying you need to, you can leave. That you can leave. Go ahead. They're saying, open that door, pack up, and to go on a new adventure. Get the heck out of there. And this reminds me of New Mexico's high desert. That's okay. They're probably then used to me. And look, there's just more opportunity for you, as you're saying, with the Eight of Cups. This is just a matter of making a choice. Spoiled maybe for choice. I think your energy, again, is going to feel much more healthy, much more rich, in essence, much more robust, and more potential with that Empress. She's pregnant with possibilities, and it's women in our best alignment. So, yeah. So I think that's a big green light. All right, let's go, and I will grab okay, the next one. Oh, here we are. Did I miss anybody else? Let me just see. Oh, yeah. There we go. So fashion destination and then Erica. And we'll be right at that hour and we can just close it out real sweet. Okay. So fashion, thank you so much for your donation. Very much appreciated. Very much appreciated. All right, let's give these cards a good shuffle. And let me kind of try to dial into James. Sip of my coffee. That's always magic. That is some good coffee. Okay. Oh, the fog's come in. It's cooling off. Thank you, Fashion. Okay. Will James? I kind of need it. I'm a little stiff. I think it's because the fog's coming in. I'm an old battle axe, so. Okay. Will James contact? I'm just going to use the name Fashion because I don't need your name. My intention is good enough of you. Okay. Hey, Ron. Oh my goodness. Hello. Okay. Will James contact Fashion Destination? Will James contact them? James make contact. Will James make contact? What do they need to know about James making contact? James make contact. I think so. I got a 2 of Cups and the Hermit. This could be taking some time to oneself, kind of hermiting away. It might be a need to recharge. Let's pull a few more. It looks like someone might feel, I know he won't be contacting soon, but I'm just hopeful in the distant future. That's interesting. Because it looks like, he's trying to work some kind of problem out here. He's feeling stuck in some kind of situation. He needs to consider, this card is always talking about he needs to consider more possibilities than he's aware of. There's more than he might be aware of that exists for him in some way with regard to this. I don't know if that makes sense. Hi, P. Initial P. So I think he will, but I think he's just kind of turning inward right now and needing to having some time to himself and kind of do some self-exploration. If that makes sense, that's what I'm seeing in the cards. I also see that in the future with the 3 of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles, I think he could contact. I think he could definitely reach out and you could hear from him. There's some kind of new beginning. We broke up over some issue, but we both made mistakes. I see. It looks like he will. And I wonder, is he going to be looking for a job further afield? I don't know. It looks like he needs to open up his life a bit and maybe not feel like he can't do this or expand in some way, that he needs to realize that there's a way out of feeling stuck the way he feels. And I think he will probably get there with that 3 of Wands and that Ace of Pentacles, because it feels like work-wise, business-wise, money-wise, there's something new coming that he's looking forward to. Yeah, in the distant future, I think he will. I think he will too. I think he's just look, with the 4 of Cups, he's just kind of numb, maybe a little depressed, maybe just a little drained, and from group get-togethers or from connecting with other people right now. Maybe even with his work. I just feel like he's kind of in a funk. I know one in French, merde. But then I think this is probably you, with the bright light of the star, and there is hope with the Queen of Swords. So I do think he will in the future, and there's clear, but it's almost like he needs to clear his mind, if that makes sense. So he'll get there. I'm glad it makes sense. I'm glad it does. Because a lot of times I'm saying, I'm just somebody throwing some cards down and trying to make sense. I'm glad that is helpful. Okay, now let's see. Let's go to Erica, and she's the last question. All right, last question of the live. Ding, ding. Okay. Only if you have time. I went to a Whitney Houston tribute concert. That sounds like fun. On Thursday in Philly. Oh, did her spirit, I love these questions you ask, pop in at one point for a song or two? I have a feeling that she might have. Let's just take a look. I love me some Whitney. All right. Dial in again. Oof. Yeah, I'm definitely crunchy today a little bit. All right. Did Whitney Spirit join in at the concert in Philly? Did Whitney Spirit join in at the concert in Philly on Thursday? Yes. With the magician, this is about communication and manipulation, where you're directing from one higher realm to manifestation in the current one, in the earthly realm. So absolutely she was there. And she may have been giving the folks putting on the show a bit of direction. Oh no, do it like this. That's what I get. And look at that. She's saying that they're very good at what they do. They're very skilled in this tribute band. So absolutely, I get a yes. Let's see what else she wants to say, because we're just closing out the live, so we'll have a wee bit of fun. It looks like there's something about the past, and I think it's a feeling of memories. It's like reminiscing for her, because it is her past. She's not in a body anymore, so it's like a fond reflection. They were hard times for her, but I get that she enjoys it. And I think she does pop in. Absolutely. That's wild. I didn't know, but I would get. I didn't want to project too much. But yeah. Yeah, spirits are closed. Bring them next Sunday, okay? Because those are so much fun. I love reading on the celebrities, on the singers, on the artists. I think it's fun. I think it's interesting. Thank you guys so much for making this live a lot of fun and super interesting. I enjoy so much coming in here, and I hope that you enjoy this, and I will see you next Sunday. And please check out my friends' channels that pop in. If there's tarot in their name, more than likely they have a channel if you don't already know them. And I'll see you later. Please give me a big thumbs up, and feel free to, like I said, bring your questions next Sunday. All right? All right. Bye, you guys. Take care and be good to yourself.